Hey everyone, I'm Airwingmarine. Welcome back to the channel and my next Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of tips for wipe, or when you're just starting out, whether you're a new player or you're loading up after a wipe has happened. Either way, these tips should help you out and help you get through Tarkov a little easier. Let's get right into it. There's a couple of things you can do right out the gate that are going to make your life a little bit easier in Tarkov at the start of the wipe or the start of the first time you're playing. We have a basic level account here, alpha container, not a big stash. By the way, I didn't mention that this is a bear account, obviously bear hat. So you get the Russian guns versus the American side, which you get the, or I say American, the USEC side, which you get the M4s, the NATO style weapons. So stash space is really important. And so one of the first things I do, even on my main account where I have EOD and I have a way bigger stash, is I organize and clean stuff up so I have more room in my stash. One of the things you can do, just tricks that I do, and you can do any version of this, you can fold all of these guns. Boom, that gives you a little bit more space there. I will take my rigs and I will put them in these two backpacks. And I put the gun in there, and I put these mags in there, and we'll put the BP ammo in there, and we'll put the grenades, and anything else we can put in there to kind of clean stuff up. Maybe we'll put one of the pistols in there. So now this backpack is completely full, but we created all this much space, and that can go right there. And then in this backpack, same kind of deal. We got all these in here, so I'll start putting all the mags in, and just dragging and dropping and filling this thing up with all the different mags. You can fit both of the PP19s in here if you do it right. And I'll move these over, and now we've got plenty of extra space there. Some players might not even realize or haven't got to yet. When you first get started, your inventory can be a train wreck as you pull stuff out of raid. Things are a mess. We haven't done any raids yet, so I just kind of scattered stuff around and jumbled a mess. Sort is your friend. All you gotta do is hit that button once, click yes, and everything's nice and neat, and it gives you a bunch of space. Sometimes you have to do a little finagling to get things, to be more efficient than how the game sees it. Like right there, we did that, and we're better off. That is going to be your friend. It allows you, and it gets everything stacked nice and neat. So if you get like 4 or 5 things that are the same kind, you can see it right away versus hunting for them. And it always does it in the same order. Ammo, mags, weapon parts, then meds, guns, and food. All that stuff kind of sticks together. So just keep that in mind when you sort. Now, some other things in here. As you get out the gate, these Tashankas, I wouldn't use these for food. There is a barter right here with Peacekeeper. With Proper. Gives you 30 rounds of BT for those 2 cans. This ammo is insane early wipe. Absolutely insane. It's really good. It punches through level 4 armor. It can even kill people with level 5 armor. And so it's going to give you a big advantage when trying to fight people in raid. And you can do 4 of these. So as you find these cans, before you unlock BT, you can do this barter over and over again. But BT is all over the maps. You're going to find it all over the place if you're looking for ammo. So we'll do that barter real quick. And so this is like your first raid, right? What I would end up doing is I would actually top load these 2 mags with this BT. Oh, we got to ID it. So I will come in here. I will separate those, which is control drag, 15 rounds. And same thing with the PS ammo. I'll put 15 of PS on the bottom. We'll put those on top. We'll unload that. We'll put that in there. And I will put that mag as my first mag right there. So my first 2 mags I grab when I go into raid are BT. Also, one other thing you can do, and this kind of depends on your skill level. I don't always recommend people burn through their cash right away, but there's a couple of hideouts you can get done immediately just because you have money when you're starting out. So you can structure vents, and you can get your illumination. And you might ask, well, why are you doing this? It doesn't actually get you anything. I mean, what vents do, that these don't get you anything. What they do though is now you can come through and you see what you need for your next level, so you have an idea of what items you want to do in there, which I'm going to do a video on that as well to help everybody figure out what they need for their hideout and their tasks and stuff that's not here. But this is just another thing that I like to do when I get started right out the gate, is get leveled up what I can, so I can come in here and see what else I need in raid to level up everything else. Another deal is barters. A lot of people overlook, and don't overlook these because they can be really valuable to you. And I'm going to do a breakdown video talking about which barters are good and which ones you should pay attention to and what stuff you could keep. But there's a lot of stuff in here that sets you up early wipe for better gear. For example, these D batteries and AA batteries, if you're picking these up, there's a reason to save them because it gets you a sniper Mosin with a scope right out the gate. So you're able to access this stuff before you're even level 10. And this can be a huge advantage running around on woods and stuff like that, being able to shoot at people from a long ways away. We already talked a little bit ago about the BT barter. This is a really good barter, but even the BP one isn't bad. This is better than shooting BS, and it's just a clean wiper. Something you might not normally think you were going to pick up, but you did that and you get yourself 30 rounds of BP. The AKM, this is these cans of Tushunka. Now you need these for tasks as well, but you get cans of Tushunka out of raid, and you can gear yourself up with a pretty decent AKM. And with some of the parts you can buy before you even level your traders up, you can make yourself a halfway decent gun. It's full auto that shoots 7.62, and there's a lot of others out there. We're not going to go through all of them, I guess, but things like Salewas and things like that. So make sure you look through the barters, see what you need, or go watch my video explaining exactly what the barters are and what to look out for in raid. But don't forget they're there because they're really valuable. They'll save you a bunch of money, and they will help you gear up a little bit higher than a lot of the people that you're going to be running into in the first couple of days of the wipe. So some other stuff to get ready for raid. I like to have meds down here, primarily the ones that are kind of hard to get a hold of, right? Which none of these particularly are, but I'll put a car in here. I keep these meds just like this, and then I will put an S merch down here as well. And this is kind of how I run out the gate. As you find loot, you can swap this stuff in and out. It is what it is. But I also take out the knife because I'm not going to use a melee weapon. And this is a free item you can get out of raid. If you die, whatever's in your scabbard, you get out with. So even if it's just a brown or a black knife, which you can use for barters with Peacekeeper, you get the pistol for, which one is it? The pistol for 4 black knives and the MP5 for 8 brown of the basic knives. But you can also find some more valuable melee weapons that are great for leveling up Jaeger's place. That's where you sell your melee weapons as Jaeger. So it's usually what I do. I just pull a melee weapon out every raid. So if I pick one up, it's a little bit more money I get out of raid if I die. Now for food, I won't bring food in the first raid. I plan on finding it in a raid, eating it that way, doing those kind of things. But the rest of the gear here is pretty much how I'm going to run with this base level account, with the exception of the AK. I'm going to do another video explaining this, but with a base level account and a bear, you're pretty good with setting up for what you can do in raid. And we'll go through here and we'll buy a couple items real quick, and I'll show you. And one of them is going to be that hand grip. So you come into proper here. First thing I'm going to buy is this polymer series grip. And what this does, why this is important, is it allows you to put a grip, which isn't a big deal, but more importantly, a flashlight. So if you want to do your first raid in the evening, the dusk time when it's dark out, and avoid players, a flashlight is a must. So we'll buy that. So your first thing you got in here is a polymer grip. We'll put that on, and boom. Now we can put grips on here. You have a couple of choices for grips. Most of them, it doesn't really matter which one you go with. I'm sorry, they're not here on proper. Skier has one and Mechanic has one. So this is the only one that gives you recoil. This is RK6. You can get it from Skier, but you can also get from Mechanic. I believe there's a grip here. Ignore this. We're still in the pre-wipe event, pre-patch event, whatever you want to call it. So there's a bunch of stuff on here for Mechanic. Okay, so it's not here. It is with Peacekeeper. Sorry. So on Peacekeeper, you have this grip right here you can buy that gives you 7 ergo. I will probably stick with the RK5. That's what that is, right? Or RK6. So you buy that, and we'll put that on there. So now you got a grip. And then the last thing I'm going to do is get a flashlight. And you can buy a flashlight from Mechanic right here. You can get either the XC1 or the GL21. Now the GL21 has a laser on it. This one is just a flashlight. This one's a little bit cheaper. So we will go with that one. Save you a couple thousand rubles. And now you have yourself a flashlight and a laser on an AK in your very first raid. The best thing about the AK is you can come in here and get a really cheap sight for it. I prefer to run the Cobra right here with the dovetail. So you buy this thing, you'll buy that guy, and you'll buy the shade for it. So you can put that on there, you put that there, and now you've got yourself a red dot. Now, if you're somebody who wants to do more standoff play and shoot from a distance, or you're going woods on your first raid, by all means, go for the PSO. You can buy that for 19,000, and it will strap right on there as well, and you're good to go. Now, if you are a player that is running on a EOD version, you're gonna have a bunch more gear here. You're gonna have an RP6 or RPK and all that kind of jazz. There is the option to buy a dust cover in here right now, and assuming they might change this with a wipe. Again, this is pre-wipe. It hasn't happened yet. I'm trying to get stuff out there for you guys before the day it happens. But you have this Bastion dust cover available here at level 1 Skier that you can buy and go put that on. And then you can go with this, the Cobra that attaches to the directly to Picatinny rails. Or you can go, if you prefer, Peacekeeper has this Burris fast fire reflex sight. You have to buy the bottom for it, which is here. So you're 16 plus 162, 178. You know, it's a little bit more expensive, but you can just buy dollars right here and get that done if that's the route you prefer to go. So that's what I'll do is I'll be rolling with this AK-74M like this right out of the gate, BT ammo and stuff like that. There is another option for you, and this is available to both USEC and Bear. That is very interesting to me, and it's something they've changed from previous wipes. But you can get a lot of parts for a VPO now, so you can run a 7.62 gun with 30 round mags and fully geared. And it's very similar to what we just did. But I'm going to fully gear up this VPO for you and show you that it doesn't take very much money. We're going to take a couple of parts off and upgrade them, and we're going to run this this VPO. So just like before, we're going to go into proper. We're going to buy this. We're also going to buy a reflex sight and the shade. We're going to buy 2 extra mags. We'll buy ourselves 120 rounds of PS ammo. And as you can see, we're kind of burning through cash a little bit, but it's not too bad. We're getting into a good spot. I'm also going to buy this adapter here, and you'll see why in a second. Because there is actually a place. We'll get the RK6 while we're in here as well. And the flashlight, which was on the wrong guy. Oh, wait, no, that was the right guy. Stuff's out of place because of all these extra items. So we'll get the GL as well, the GL21. But after you buy all this stuff, you can even buy a better compensator for the 7.62 muzzle brakes. So this guy right here adds -10 recoil to 7.62 AKs, but you need that Tula adapter to do it. So we're going to slap on the Bastion, which I forgot to buy. Let's go buy that real quick. So we got the Bastion. We'll put it on. Oh, you got to take the sight off for that. There we go. Put this Bastion on. We're going to put that guy on with the shade. We'll put the front on, the handguard, the laser. Oh, did I grab the wrong one? See, you got to be careful. I bought the wrong one. There is just a plain Wait, no, I didn't. Did I grab the one off the... There it is. I didn't grab the wrong one. There we go. So RK6, GL, the laser on there. The TT-AKM. This is that Tula AK adapter, AKM adapter. And then you can put this compensator on there. And the last one is a grip, which we're going to have to go look for because I don't remember exactly where it is. But there is a grip. Maybe it's on proper. Yep, here it is. So it's one of these guys, 776. So it's this guy right here. So you can even upgrade a little bit, and it's only 861 rubles for that little extra ergo. So you go from 6 to 7. Doesn't seem like much, but it is what it is. You can upgrade it for 860 rubles. And now you are running a VEPR. And one thing I did forget is I believe we can even buy 2 of these guys. What are they called? The charging handles for AKs, and that can go on both AKs. So now you've got that little 1 extra ergo, which it all adds up after a while. But the huge thing is you can actually buy these 30 round mags now. All you used to be able to buy were these 10 rounders right here. They look like 30s, but they only hold 10. Now you can buy the 30 round mags, which is really big. So now you have a 7.62 firearm, which you will find ammo like BP and T45 early wipe, and it's really good early wipe. But PS is as well. PS absolutely hammers players and scavs early wipe. And there's a lot of components you can find for these guns in raid. So I'll be probably doing a combination of these 2 guns, this AK-74M, since you can't actually buy the AK-74M from anybody yet until you get to level 2 proper, I believe, or you can craft it in your hideout. Until I get to that point, I probably won't be buying them. Maybe if we get lucky and pick them up, I'll be sticking with 7.62, probably early wipe, semi-auto, just because of how hard it hits early wipe. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is tasks before you go into raid. Make sure you go to your dealers and get all your tasks. You've got one with proper. This one here is, I doubt this will still be in after the wipe, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think they're going to leave all the bosses on reserve. But you got debut, I don't know how to say that, debut. And then you got to get your Salewas. You got shortages with therapists, which is grab your Salewas. And skier, you don't have anything yet. You got to be level 5. Peacekeeper, you don't have anything. Mechanic, if you followed what I talked about, and you can get level 2 by IDing stuff, which is possible, before you go into your first raid, make sure you grab these 2 tasks, Gunsmith and Introduction. Not necessarily that you need to do them, but if you go into Woods, this will allow you to get the Jaeger letter to unlock Jaeger. And Ragman, you don't unlock anything till level 15. So make sure you do that, and you've got all your tasks ready to go for the raid. Don't go into raid without doing your tasks. Because you might just make progress and not realize it. One of the things that I recommend everybody does is they get Jaeger unlocked as fast as possible. At level 2, you get Gunsmith Part 1, and when you do that, you get Introduction. Which you can see I've already got it done here. This is where you go into woods, you pick up the little letter of his, then you turn it back into mechanic, and it unlocks Jaeger. And the reason this is important is not just because you can get, you can get CMSs from Jaeger, and you can buy shotguns and stuff from him now, and scav vests for crafting and things like that. The real big reason is you can actually buy these shotguns right here. You can buy 2 of these shotguns from him, MP133s, and then use them on the proper task, and turn in here. That's what I've got done here. These 2 shotguns that are turned in are just purchased from Jaeger. They don't have to be found in raid. And then if you are, when you're looting, you're not trading all that space for 2 shitty shotguns that you don't need. You can loot valuable items for your hideout to sell, or for quest items outside of what you can buy, and save that room for even on your secondary slot. You can pick up a better gun, another player's gun you killed or something, and you're not having to pick up those 133s. Well, that wraps up the video. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that like button because it helps out the channel a bunch. And subscribe for future content. We also have a Discord, links down in the description, that you can come join. We're filling up with a bunch of chill people who just love to play Tarkov. If you're looking to support the channel in other ways, we've launched a Patreon with some benefits like access to a Discord channel, constantly updated spreadsheet for my hideout calculations, and some other things if you want to go check it out over there. Lastly, thanks for your support on YouTube. It means the world to me, and I greatly appreciate every one of you. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you in Tarkov.